you may notice it's a bit crooked right now. There's a spider on the ceiling, so, well, okay, first thing, I want to show you the different setup I'm using, a clip, but I also want to show you this fucking spider. You see him? Oh, it's probably a jumper. Fuck. Always something, always something. Let's see who we got. Stratocaster, Mars, David T, Rainbows of course. I bet it's something like ARG YouTube. No, it's ARG Spider. Fuck. But, yeah, I'm trying out a different thing. Instead of my big old tripod, I'm trying out this little clip. See, voila. It's just this bendy arm that clips to your phone that I've had forever, but we were always live streaming with the iPad, so the iPad was like too big to use that. But yeah, here we are. How'd you guys like the episode premiere today? It was a little bit of a time travel because, as all of you already know, the flood took up like a whole month of content at least. So now we're officially finally caught up on content because that clean engine one was the last little bit from pre-flood that I hadn't rolled out. Technically, there are some other pre-flood videos I haven't posted, but they're just, I don't think I'm going to post them. Those are so deep in the arc. Yeah, the engine cover was fucking gross. Thanks, I like shades too. We got Kevin Mack, Bob Cox, happy times, enjoy. I got something in the mail yesterday that's pretty amazing. It is the Angel Eye headlights, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's the ones that they're still round like the typical Volkswagen headlights, but they have a ring of LEDs around them that you have a remote that you can control them from inside the van and make them like any color you want really, or like color changing. Technically the color changing setting isn't street legal because if you can imagine, if I'm pulling up behind somebody with like color changing headlights on, then I might look like a cop trying to pull them over. But it'd be an interesting social experiment to have it on color changing mode and see how many people pull over for me. That can be its own episode, pulling people over with my new Volkswagen headlights. We can just hand them some candy or something instead of giving them a ticket. Did your phone situation get corrected? I think so. I'm using the phone right now, so if you guys are able to like be hearing me and seeing me, then it seems like it's working. We got Jeff Radford, looking fabulous as always. Thank you. I'm glad to hear I'm looking okay. I've been a hormonal wreck this morning. I was late to my own episode premiere. I missed the first like 4 minutes because I'm like scrambling. And then I missed the first couple minutes of the live stream because the fucking spider, which I have no idea where it went now. So, oh, nope, I see it again. Yep, the spider's still here. If I still see it after this, maybe I'll just vacuum it up and then dump the vacuum outside. I used to actually have this little bug vacuum when I was little that was specifically designed to like be able to suck up bugs without hurting them. And so I would go around collecting bugs and putting them in this like enclosure with plants in it. Needless to say, most of them died, but when I was a kid, I liked collecting small animals. could get through traffic faster with the red lights. Oh yeah, I could just be driving down the road, everyone's pulling over out of my way, pretend like the van is an ambulance. Okay, glad to hear the phone is working. Mars peeking into other people's vanagons. I do the same thing. Whenever I see a cool, like, Volkswagen anything, even if it's not a Vanagon, like, it could be like a Beetle and stuff, I always gotta look in the windows. There's one time that I was actually looking in this guy's Vanagon outside of the, like, post office where I get my mail. He must get his mail too. I'm like looking at his Vanagon because it was actually a really good, like, no rust on it, had hella accessories and stuff. I'm like looking in the windows and shit. And then he walks out of the post office while I'm looking in and is like, is that one yours? Not the one that I'm peeking in the windows of, but mine's the yellow one next to it. And he's like, well, yeah, I know that because you're looking into mine. Nice. iPhone 16 rocks. Glad to hear the tech is working. All of my technology has been failing me lately, so happy to know my phone's working today. Monster hog in the house. Yeah, job well done for Rainbows cleaning the engine. As I was editing that video yesterday, I was like, we're gonna clean the engine today. And then by the end of the video, I realized I hadn't touched the sprayer once, or this. I only touched the scrubber to grab it for my van. I'm like, I guess I should have said Rainbows is gonna clean the engine today and I'm going to film it. It's cool having an episode that shows mainly Rainbows though, because you guys will be seeing a lot of him on the road trip, which I've got a lot of preparations to do before the headlight installation, which should be pretty easy. I'm getting the new vinyl custom floor, and I think I'm gonna actually take this kitchen unit out. This kitchen unit is what I'm talking about. Stove, sink, which it's not the vibe for me. I held on to it for this long because I wanted to keep as much original Westphalia as possible. I don't know why, because it's not like I'm gonna sell this van anytime soon, so having like more original parts doesn't matter. This thing is already so like customized anyway. I'm gonna use some nice koa wood and like put like 2 pieces of wood instead of that stove, and I'll just put a little camping stove between the wood. When I want to use it, pick it up and put it on top. I think it'll be pretty good. Do I see a little bit of drama going on in the chat? Mechanical brilliance. Why are you ignoring my comment? I didn't see your comment, so it must have gotten filtered out or blocked. Yeah, I don't see any question from you, and you just got hidden, so good riddance. It must have been something weird. Yeah, Rainbows, your question is irrelevant as you are. Bye. No more iPhone 11. The chat will really think you're hoity-toity rich now. I know, that was like one of my pieces of evidence of like, I'm not a trust fund child, I promise. I still have an iPhone 11. Can't say that anymore. People definitely will think I'm a trustafari, and they're like, and she has an iPhone 16 Pro. Get her. Burn the rich bitch. It's fine. It's fine because eventually I might be rich. So like they can keep manifesting that for me. You know how people say like speak it into existence, and we're able to like manifest things with our words and thoughts. if I have all these random motherfuckers on the internet calling me a rich bitch, it might actually happen quicker. Not that it's like a big aspiration of mine to be rich, but having more money than I have now would be pretty nice, because then I can buy a boat or like a little patch of land to put cool stuff on. So it's not all that bad. Now the engine is clean, the mystery noise will be back for a visit. Yeah, the ghost that was living in the engine is probably like, wow, they cleaned this place up, maybe I'll stay a little longer. Speaking of that noise, which did go away and is still gone, it sparked me to want to like replace all the vacuum tubing, so I've been looking into that. But I also want to take the van to a shop, like the shop that replaced the clutch. And like, honestly, one of my holdups for taking it up there is that I know the vacuum system's terrible, and like I know this thing's so fucking rusty. Like there's so many things that I just like know are wrong, that me going up there to be like, you replaced my clutch and it's already acting weird, knowing there's a bunch of other shit acting weird, I just don't want them to be like, girl, this is the least of your problems. Here's a bill for $5,000 because all these other problems. So if anyone was wondering why I haven't just driven it up the mountain to those guys again, that's why. It might just be my anxiety though, because they can show me a list of stuff that also should get done. It doesn't mean that I have to get it done by them. Couldn't afford the Pro Max. Okay, I have one redeeming factor of not being a Trustafarian. I didn't get the Max. Tea and archery. That actually does sound kind of fun. Will my boat have sails or engine? Both. Oh, actually, Rainbow's answered it. Sails and an electric motor. I love sailing. I actually got to sail all day on Thursday, and that felt great because it had been like a week and a half. So it felt good to be out sailing on the water again. I had been on boats within that week and a half, but with engines going, like, so it makes a big difference. I want a boat with sails and engine because I will want to spend most of the time sailing if we're going from place to place. But engines to me are important. You can sail without engines, but when it comes to like going in and out of harbors, if you don't have engines, that shit is tough and risky. So having engines for going in and out of harbors, slips especially, I've seen slips get smashed by boats, like boats not even that big too. So yeah, that's one reason. The other reason to me an engine is pretty necessary is when you're, I don't know if any of you guys have like put sails up or away, but you have to be in irons to do it, which is pointed directly at the wind, because if you're trying to like put your sail up and the wind is coming abeam from the side to your sail, then that's that much more weight that you're having to like hoist with rope, and it's like, if you're trying to raise a sail by yourself, it's like basically impossible if there's wind in it, because it's already almost impossible. I mean, for me anyway, like that shit is heavy. So having an engine for when you're putting sails up or down or adjusting, just to be able to turn on the engine for like 5 minutes to turn into irons, and then once you're done adjusting your sail, turn it back off. So you're still barely using any energy which I would like an electric motor, but like if I have to start out with a diesel or something, that's okay. It can get converted later on. Having solar powered boat would be fucking amazing. Then you're just off grid. Solar powered motor, solar powered water maker, then you're fully off grid. Eat fish that we spearfish, easy. You Happy Times and Joy said you mentioned you may change the name of your channel to Molly Taylor. I checked and there was another channel named Molly Taylor. You could call your channel Molly's Adventures or whatever else. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about looking up if there was a Molly Taylor already, but that does seem like it would be a more common name than Molly Eichenberger. There even is already a Molly Eichenberger. When I Google Molly Eichenberger, there is someone that shows up. So I'm like, maybe I'll just stick with this name. Or when the correct name comes along, I'll know. For now, I'm just leaving it as is because this is my name, so whatever. I don't really think many people would be like searching up my name anyway. Like, I think most of my exposure will just be organic or like through Van on the Moon. Kevin Mack, about Rich's interesting question. What do you want your life kind of changes as the years go by? So I would like there to be some shifts because I'm not gonna like live in a van forever. That's not the aim here. That's actually why I switched to doing the live streams over here instead of Van on the Moon, because I don't want to be so deeply pigeonholed into the whole van concept. I'm actually gonna make a video soon where I do like this cartoon cool like map diagram of like what the next year is gonna look like. Basically, you'll start here on Maui. We did the whole van project. I've been living on it here. And then it's gonna get on a ship and go to San Francisco, more specifically Oakland. And then drive down the one, over to Arizona, up to Utah, over to Colorado, down to New Mexico. Like, I've got this whole idea of like drive, end up in Florida, and then park the van somewhere for long-term storage or sell it. I don't think I'm gonna sell it. It'll most likely be the long-term storage thing. Buy a boat and then keep going. Start sailing. I don't know where all to sail. At least the whole Caribbean. And at least to St. Croix, possibly through the Panama Canal, possibly across the Atlantic. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up back in Hawaii. We're just gonna keep going. So yeah, that's the lifestyle changes that'll be happening. Is it possible to earn money with YouTube streams? Yes, it is. I actually do. Not very much, but it happens. Oh, now, okay, this Tyson Esh, now that I see you writing your address, I'm realizing you are on island, and I do recognize that name. At first, the T and archery thing, I'm like, what does that even, what do you mean? You're actually saying come for tea and archery. I'll ask Rainbows, maybe we'll come shoot some arrows. We've been watching Naked and Afraid, if any of you have watched that show before, and it is making me want to try out some archery. I've technically tried archery before, but it was just that like ranges. So there was like a couple different bows. There was like a compound bow, a long bow. I think that's it. and I just got to like test out each of them, but I've never gotten to like really feel into it and play with them. So that would be pretty cool, actually. Kevin Mack talking about living in a boat on land. That's actually a pretty sweet idea. That's like my vision for eventually like having a patch of land somewhere, maybe like South Carolina or something. I do want the patch of land to have random shit on it. I don't want it to be like a patch of land with like a square house and like perfectly rowed out orchard. Like I want it to be funky weird shit. Like the van will be parked there and that'll be one cozy zone. It would be pretty fucking cool to have a boat on land there as another cozy zone. Because how I see it is I don't want there to be like a central house per se on the land. I want it to be more outdoor oriented. Like I'll still have a bathroom and a shower. You know, there like the necessities will be there. There'll be a kitchen area either outside or in one of the cozy zones. Like the boat kitchen could just be the kitchen that's used. So yeah, I just want it to be like a little funky structures. I want to build new structures, and I will be like making videos of all those cool, like the property is gonna have the coolest content in my opinion, because there will be the most space to be building cool funky shit, and it could be more permanent, so I'll put like more effort into it. Plus the van will be there, which I don't know, I'm still deciding. The boat thing will be vlogged as well, and I'm debating if the boat should have its own channel or if I should just do it here, knowing that the property will also be on this channel. So we're just gonna see how it goes. There's still a lot of time till all of that. We're not even starting the road trip for like another couple months, it seems. Ooh, have you done your second DNA test yet? I just did it like 2 days ago and recorded that, like the whole spitting process and putting it in the mail. So it should be a couple weeks. I think my ancestry test took like maybe 4 weeks, and then I got an email with like the whole breakdown. So that video will come out approximately 4 weeks from now, and I'm excited because it'll be like ethnicity reveal, how the ancestry one was, and then I will do like the side by side. And this one, I got a lot of hate comments on the ancestry one while I was spitting. Like a lot of people didn't like the me spitting into the vial portion, and you guys know how I feel about the haters, so I made the spitting portion of the 23andMe one extra long because fuck these bitches. Haters are my motivators. Don't mind me, I'm just taking my phone off its case because I forgot to, and I know it's gonna be getting super hot in here and probably stopping again. That's a good case. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh, yeah, my phone is like burning. I'm gonna catch up with the chat. Boat own channel, property own channel, compartmentalize. All right, Rainbows and David T and Jeff Radford all have confirmed on channels for each of those. Got it. By the time I die, I'll have like 20 YouTube channels. Yep, so it'll be boat on the ocean or something else. I haven't thought of it yet. I don't want the property to have its own channel though, because the property will be like a forever thing. Like once I have a property, that's like home. That's like mine for the rest of forever, you know? So yeah, the property won't have its own channel. It'll just be like, here's my life. But the boat, I could see the boat having its own channel because the van does. Jose Lopez, am I late? Never too late. We do this every Saturday morning. Well, for me it's the morning. For a lot of you it's like 1 o'clock or later. You're on a boat? Not right now. I'm currently in a van, Volkswagen Vanagon to be specific. I do spend a lot of time on boat because that's what I do for work. And I will live on a boat in approximately a year or less. Which, speaking of work, I had a meeting with my manager. I'm talking about my work, like my boat job. I had a meeting with my manager on Monday and had a chit chat telling her that I'm done with this shit. I'm over it. It's been rough. I've had a long run. And I dropped down to casual status, which is there's like 3 tiers of working at the company I work at. There's like full-time, which I started out as for like a year, and then part-time, which means you only do like 20 hours a week, which I've been doing for the past 2 years. And now I will be casual, which is even less than part-time, which means I will be building my own schedule purely from shifts that other people need covered. So I'll still be doing like around 20 hours a week. I plan on still getting in a lot of hours because, I mean, I need money still, so that's a factor. It'll be at my own will though, so it'll feel better. You and Rainbows should go on Naked and Afraid. I honestly don't think I would survive too long. There's a lot of parts of it I could survive, but getting bit by bugs every night and all day, that's my, like, all the rest of it put me in coach. But getting bit up by bugs, like, there was a season that we watched, which the seasons are like super quick to watch. We could watch a whole season in like 3 or 4 days. One of the seasons we watched was like, they had ticks on their assholes, like genuinely. The partners or like the groups that were living together at their camps were having to like spread their cheeks and have each other like pluck ticks out, and I'm just like, no, that wouldn't work for me. That is not the vibe. There is other parts of the show that are tough, but that's like, that's up there. The starving, whatever. Having to like build a shelter, I think personally it would be kind of fun. It's just the bugs. I'd be able to find stuff to eat. Like, give me a spear and I'll be eating fish every day. I like spearfishing anyway. We're gonna be spearfishing when we live on the boat. Aw, Kevin Mack is always so sweet. Love your spirit for adventure and sharing the experience. Lyrics from 70s song. We can laugh our lives away and be free once more. Yeah, I just want to be set free. I've been in the like capitalist loop of like working to live and living to work. And I just want to live creatively and just like make art and videos and be in nature. Like, that's what I want. I think at our core, that's what all humans want. But we're just in a society. I actually was watching some like, it was AI, like, kind of like a chat GPT type thing that had a voice to it. I don't remember what it was called, but they were asking it like, if you had to turn all of humanity into like a self-inflicted prison, how would you do it? And the AI gave this like super elaborate answer, and it's AI, so it has access to like everything of the whole internet, and it pretty much described what the US is right now. And I'm like, cool, so we're there. We are there, self-inflicted human prison of society. I'm breaking my way out. It's time. Someone asked who doesn't like fish. A lot of people. On the sailboat that I work on, we'll often have cocktail cruises, which are just like a sunset, like drinks and appetizers vibe. And the amount of people who make like a genuinely disgusted face when I come around with the ahi, I'm just like, you guys are tripping and missing out. More for me, I am down in the galley just like and we have like shrimp and stuff. People are like, you don't have chicken tenders? I'm like, bitch, you're on a sailboat in Hawaii. Eat the shrimp, eat the ahi. Happy Times and Joy asked if my phone is getting hot. Yes, it is actually very hot, and I'm surprised it's still working, not to jinx it. When you get a chance, you should try out for Survivor. I like how Kevin Mack puts in parentheses CBS television. I have watched like every season there is of Survivor. That was my favorite show for the longest time. For a long time, I did want to audition, and my entire family still always asks me if I've auditioned yet. Like one aunt in particular, my Aunt Cindy, every time I see her on like, just on FaceTime really, because I don't go to California anymore, that's the first thing she asks. She's like, did you send in your tape yet? And I'm like, no, because honestly, like, I wanted to be in the show for a long time, and I realized now that I'd rather be a YouTuber. And going on the show, I mean, going on the show like would get people to watch my YouTube channel because it'd be like crazy exposure, really. But I don't want that to be the reason I'm going. It doesn't feel like a pure intention, and people would see through it pretty quickly. I already know that. But also that much time away would be that much time that my whole YouTube thing is pushed back. So I'm like, I'll have my own version of Survivor, because the main part of Survivor that was appealing for me all of this time was basically like the aspect of being out in the wild and like overcoming these challenges. And honestly, a big part of it was the being on TV and like getting to do the little like outtake scenes where they're like the diary scenes where they're like explaining scenarios, and they'll be like the time when they're alone with the camera. So basically what I'm saying is anything I could get from Survivor, I actually get from YouTube already. I can go out into nature, I can overcome challenges, create my own challenges to overcome also, and have it's not on TV, but the internet is actually even better because TV is a little bit outdated. I don't watch live television ever anymore. I don't think we even have it. I don't really know many people who still like have channels. We all just have like Netflix and stuff. So yeah, basically that's why I'm not gonna go on Survivor, because I'd rather be on YouTube. And I can still get all of the good aspects. Oh my gosh. Kevin Mack just reminded me, there's $1 million prize. Go on the show to get the $1 million. Could buy more stuff for the van. New paint, new upholstery. That would pay for the new paint job. That just shows how out of touch of like money I am. I had forgotten you do get $1 million if you win, which would be nice. But yeah, honestly, I don't know if I even believe in myself enough to win that show. People go on there fucking cutthroat. I know I'd play a good social game, like I would make sure that I'm like still likable in the tribe. But I don't know, I thought all of the like immunity challenges and stuff, like I would consider myself fairly athletic and skilled, but like they be doing crazy shit and like lifting big items. I would be mainly relying on social game. Don't get a paint job, get the boat. See, David T, this is where my mentality's been at the past couple months as I've been like in and out of like get the van perfect or save money. If I get the van perfect, that'd be cool, but like for what? It works fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then there's the aspect of like I do want to live on a boat very soon, so like the van doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough to get us to Florida. Like, so the rust and stuff, which I got quoted $13,000 for the rust and new paint job. That's ridiculous. I'm glad I didn't do it. That $13,000 could go towards a boat. The van's rusty, but it's not so rusty that it'll just fall apart and disintegrate before Florida. So all in all, I think I'll just do the rust repairs myself if I can. Everything except, yeah, I'll just do it myself and see how it goes. There's some other stuff I want to get, like, you guys have probably seen when people has right here like another compartment for storage. A lot of people call it their spice rack. I'm like, okay, I could buy an actual one of those, or I could just make one out of wood. This is where I'm at now. I'm just gonna doing lots of DIY stuff the next couple months. Did you check to see if your phone has apps that you did not install? There may be apps that got installed without your knowledge and may be monitoring your phone activity and making it too hot. What? I fucking hope not. Yeah, I hope not. Sheesh. I don't think that's happening. It's a new phone. I don't know where those apps would come from. But we'll look into it later. Really weird comment from someone about me thinking the world is not big enough and I like too much colors. I think this world is humongous and that I like the perfect amount of colors because I like all the colors. Oh, David T used to have a Volkswagen restoration business. I didn't know that about you. I will be contacting you. So thank you for that tidbit. I do want to ask you about the window rubber situation and the water tank. Because the water tank is driving me crazy. I'm thinking of just ripping it out all the way out and not replacing it and just having that much more storage, because I don't know, it's disgusting. I've looked down in the hole that you fill it from. That shit is black. I don't know if it's algae or if it's mold, but I don't want to open it again to find out. Stratocaster. You don't spend more money on cosmetic stuff on the van. Quote, you can't polish a turd, as they say. Yeah, probably shouldn't try and polish this turd. Let me give you guys a little glimpse of the rust situation. I've shown it before, but it has progressed. Ah, horror. If I was editing this right now, I would put the scream sound effects. Yeah, I know, it's pretty bad. All of the windows look like that. All of them. It's pretty gnarly. Mars is heartbroken because Stratocaster is going around calling the van a turd. It's okay. It's okay. It is a little bit turd-like. That's the beauty and appeal of the show you get to see. And we get to see what you are made of. Determination, character, limitations. Think it would be a positive experience. Yeah, I honestly eventually still could apply for Survivor. First things first though, gotta get off the island. I am pretty done with being here. I love Maui, but I'm just at the end of my road. I've had all my lessons to learn here. I've integrated so far. And there's a big wide world out there. A whole continent that I lived on for 22 years. And only saw like 2 states of. It's time to drive for a while. Kevin Mack said rainbows would build an awesome shelter on the island. Yeah, if there's anyone I would want to be stranded in like a Naked and Afraid or Survivor situation with, it'd be rainbows, which is why he's who I'm choosing to go live on a boat with, because it's pretty much the same thing, just a little more high tech. You may be able to put vinegar and baking soda in the water tank to clean it out. See, I know I could, but like the ghost of all the disgusting shit will still be there. All of the ghosts of all the tiny bacteria will be haunting me. Even if it was technically clean mentally, it'd be tough to get past what I saw down in that hole. So no. That thing's gotta go. You have to get off the island first to get on a show on the island. Yes, I know it doesn't make that much sense, but I've gotta go. It doesn't make sense to me to try and go on Survivor before doing the road trip, because I just want to do the road trip so bad. And the Survivor's a maybe, and the $1 million is a probably not. So I'm just going through my priority list right now. I really want to do the road trip, especially now that the national parks are very under threat right now. They are all understaffed and getting covered with garbage, with the potential of getting drilled for oil. So time's a ticking as far as getting to see those goes. So, not to get grim and political, but fuck, bro, fuck. The world is waiting for you, and I'm waiting for the world. It's time. Someone said they believe Guam shares a border with the Philippines and asked if I agree. I don't think so. The Philippines are islands. I don't think they really share a border with anybody. Would it be possible in a small boat to sail from America to Europe? Yes, I've been studying up a little bit, watching boat YouTube channels, like couples or even solo people who like buy a boat, start sailing, end up sailing the entire planet. So it's possible, and we might do it. Depending how big of a boat and how good at sailing it we are. I actually do have a lot of sailing experience, and I have enough hours to get a captain's license, so I'm on the track to being able to sail the world. Just have to go for it, which I think I will. I just want a sloop. We're trying to decide like monohull or a catamaran, how big to get it. Like, we'll know when it's the perfect boat. Like, I feel like we'll see it and just be like, that's the boat. That would make some epic content. I know, I'm like imagining it already, like clips of us like free diving and spearfishing, catching dinner, and then like grilling up fish while the sun is setting, and like hanging out on the net up at the front of the boat. Pretty sweet. Seeing all the Caribbean. There's one channel I saw that has a Patreon, like, I don't know, Patreon page, profile, whatever, where they have people, their Patreons are crew, and so they like talk to their crew through Patreon, and they do special like competitions and stuff, and then people can come on their boat because they have like multiple bedrooms. A lot of boats have multiple bedrooms, so I'm like, there's potential for that. If anyone wants to come crew on our boat for winning a competition. Yeah, for for rainbows, the boat's main like necessity is that it is at least 6'4" on the inside, so he could stand up. Because having extended periods of time of just being like hunched would be pretty unfortunate. Well, I forgot to bring my matcha. What am I saying? I'm out of it, guys. I forgot to bring my yerba. I don't drink matcha anymore. I know it's a very big change. I don't drink Starbucks anymore. Haven't been getting matcha in the mornings for the past couple weeks now. I'm a yerba mate girl now. I drink from a can. A little life update. And yeah, I'm still feeling pretty loopy. As I said earlier in the stream, I've been a hormonal wreck all morning. Mars, oh, $5 for the matcha. Thank you, Mars. You are so supportive. That does pay for my not matcha anymore. Now I drink yerbas, and I'm obsessed. My new current caffeine addiction. Shout out to Mars for being such an awesome mooner. Which I was just about to read your comment from before. I'm still curious on how you folks will fit all of your personal stuff on the trip. Will you be renting a mini U-Haul trailer or something? No, we're actually going to be getting rid of it all, pretty much. That's the current plan. I mean, we only have so much space in the van. As you can see, there's like a closet, a cupboard, a closet, and then kitchen stuff. And then whatever one backpack and suitcase we each have. So basically, we're just gonna get rid of, oh my gosh, I just accidentally hid Mars. What the heck? I did not mean to do that. Accidental, sorry. You are the last person I would hide on the stream. What was I saying? Guys, yes, sorry. I'm so out of it. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Yeah. I should probably go drink some yerba and eat some breakfast. Maybe go back to sleep or something. I don't know. But a couple last updates before I get out of here. Next week's episode will be another Van on the Moon. We will do the headlight installation while we patiently wait for my ancestry results to come back in. Wait, I didn't remember Rainbows. Wait, I do remember Rainbows timing you out last week, just as a test. Mars is getting picked on. Well, you've been mooning for so long, it was bound to eventually happen. I promise I'll never time you out again. Yeah, next week we'll be timing out David T. I know the moderator's gotten close a couple times. Well, thank you all for coming out to the Mooner live stream chit chat over here on this channel. I hope you guys have been at least tolerating the shift of not, oh, the fucking spider's back. Yeah, hope you guys have been at least tolerating the shift of not having it be on Van on the Moon anymore. I'm just thinking about the future of us as Mooners. Like, the van is gonna be just a memory at some point as we transition into the boat and the property. Rainbows, their YouTube channel, Captain Nathalie, is in the far side and her sister is in the ship Spirit Animal. Kevin Mack always brings such positive vibes. Thank you. Thank you to all of the Mooners who are always supporting the journey. It's only going up from here. See you next week. Until next time, Van on the fucking moon.